So what is good, guys? So this video is very interesting, very interesting, and I want to share my experiences, my thoughts, and how it's kind of like analogies to life in different ways. So let's start with this. 3 months ago, 4 months ago, like 3 months ago, let's do this. 6 months ago, I used to be homeless, right? I used to be homeless. I used to live in my car. I didn't have any place to stay. And it sucked, but I put in the work. I did Uber. So I wake up, go to the gym, shower at the gym, then start Uber. And I did that for about 3 months until I felt adequate enough to support myself, get out of debt, all that stuff. And then I got a place. So this car, in short, this car was very sentimental to me because it allowed me to survive, quite literally survive. Because if I didn't, I honestly don't even know what I would have done. So this car is very sentimental to me. It means a lot to me, this car, because it's got me through hard times. And so I have this attachment that I would never have thought of to have with the car. But I had this attachment to it because it got me around. It made me survive and live. There was times where I was freezing at night in Arizona because it was so cold. And my car was, obviously, at least there was something. But I was very grateful to have a car even though it was so cold. I was grateful to at least have a place to stay. Right? I used to make it dark and I used to cover all the windows with like this sheet, this white blank sheet. But anyways, very sentimental to this car. And then 3 months ago, it broke down. Like, does not work at all anymore. It does not work at all anymore. It's done, and it sounded really bad. The engine just sounded terrible, and I thought it was done for completely. I didn't think it was gonna work anymore. I didn't think there was any chance for it to survive. I thought it was done for, right? I thought it was done. I didn't think it was gonna, do anything. But what happened then, which is very interesting, it was hard at first. The first 2 weeks, 3 weeks was challenging because I couldn't accept the fact that my car just didn't work. And I tried just about everything. I did so much work. And then at a certain point, I realized it was done. And so I left it and I got over it. What's the right word for it? I got over it even though I had a very deep attachment to it. But I got over it at the same time. Like, I accepted the fact that I had to get over it, even though I really do miss my car. And so, fast forward now, my car was gonna get towed because of, staying in apartments for too long. So I went to the car to look at it again, brought back some kind of like a little bit of emotions, thinking, man, this car has been my savior. But the battery was dead, right? And I had a warranty in the battery, so I had to go. I biked it, threw the battery in my backpack. Shit, it's crazy heavy. Biked it to O'Reilly, replaced the battery for free, came back, put in the battery, boom. Battery, cars, everything, the lights, everything turns on. And so I thought about this. I'm like, what if I start the engine again? Will it work? And I figured, why not take that risk? Because, at least I get to see if it does work or not. Next thing you know, turn on the car, turns on, and I end up driving a little bit because I was like, and this was all so surreal to me that I was like, is this actually going to work? Because if so, that's just, wow. So it sounded really bad, don't get me wrong, it didn't sound terrible, but I was able to get around the apartments. I drove around the whole apartment, even though it sounded really bad, the knocking was so bad. Maybe I'll post a video so you can hear how it sounded. Maybe you guys can help me out if there's any mechanics who are a fan of my page. But yeah, it sounded really bad. But it gave me hope at the same time, thinking, yo, I just drove my car. I thought this car was totaled and the engine wouldn't turn, nothing would work, but it turned on. I was able to navigate, drive. It gave me hope. And I ended up finding a mechanic. He's coming tomorrow to check it. I'll do an update for that. But he's gonna check it. And so I'm actually very grateful and actually a little giddy, a little excited, because he's a good mechanic. I've seen his work. You can see all his reviews. Really good. He's a mobile mechanic, and check it out. If he can pinpoint the problem can be pinpointed, and he can fix it for a reasonable cost, I would actually do it, right? But that only happened, I think, when I just completely forgot and let go. Even though obviously I did miss it, the car, I let go. I had to truly let go and just be like, all right, it's fine if that's not in my life. And then it came back. And so this is like an analogy to if you're talking to a girl. Like recently I've been talking to this girl, and it was great for a month. It was amazing. And then it broke off, and it's been really hard. And only now I'm kind of getting over it, even though we live in the same apartments. It's just challenging because you end up running to each other when you're out and about. But it's an analogy to that too, right? It's very interesting how you can, once you're fully free, it can come back to you in ways you wouldn't expect. So it really is all about the mind, right? The mindset. So anyways, I want you guys to think about that. Think about these things in your life where, these scenarios in your life where like, hey, let me think deep about this. And what could it be showing me? What could it be telling me about life? And use that and try to think, journal about it. Because in my previous video, I talked about journaling, how you can relate that to your life, right? Maybe it's a sign to you. So yeah. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Drop a like, drop a comment on what you want to see. I enjoy making this kind of content, right? And then we go from there, guys. We go from there. So anyways, we will talk soon. Peace.